Hello newbies! Welcome to my new video. In today's video, we are going to hack Bypassing GraphQL Brute Force Protection Lab from Web Security Academy, powered by Portswigger. So in this lab, there is a user login mechanism that is powered by GraphQL API, and this API endpoint has a rate limit that returns an error if it receives too many requests. So that means this endpoint uses a defense, and we will see how to bypass this defense. So to solve this lab, all what we have to do is to sign in as a catalyst, and we are going to use this list of password. So let me open it for now. And let's check it together. And here we go. So we do have a list of passwords. And to solve this lab, we are going to use InQL extension. So if you don't know how to use this extension or how to install it, so please watch my first video of this playlist called GraphQL API Vulnerability. So without further ado, let's go and hack. And here we go, guys. So in case that we know that this lab is based on a login mechanism, so I'm going to my account, and then I'm going to activate Foxy Proxy. And as you can see, guys, I'm using a community edition. So let me check this one, and let's go to Proxy and double click for interception button, and let's go to HTTP history. And then let me use some fake credential, let's say popo and hack. And here we go. So let me close this one. And this is the GraphQL endpoint. So let me send it to repeater and let's check it together. So let me close Introspector. I don't need it for now. And let me resend the request again. And here we go. So the response in here that we have the success is false and I have some random token. And as I know that this is a GraphQL endpoint, I'm going to InQL and let me see it. So what I have in here, I have a mutation, call it login, then it uses input as a password and username. So let me resend it again. And here we go, now I have false again, so let me resend it one more time. And now I can recognize that I get blocked for 1 minute, so he said please try again in 1 minute. So if you want to see it in interface, so let me just click login in here. And here we go, guys. You can see that I get blocked for 1 minute, and this is kind of defense, and we will see how to bypass it together. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm going to rewrite the syntax. So I'm going to remove this attribute, and I'm going to replace this $sign input with this object. So let me just remove it, and let's open the curly braces. So in case that there is a password and user, I don't need to use double quote in here. So let me just write password, double point, and let's say hack as a password, and comma, then username, then let's say Carlos. So this is our target. Okay, let me make it more bigger, and let me remove these things. I don't need variables anymore, and let me resend again. And here we go. So now the syntax is correct, and I'm able to send the request again. So what I'm gonna do, guys, in case that I have a list of passwords, so I'm going to replace this attribute with these passwords. So I'm going to use a technique, call it operation name. So let me show it for you guys. I'm going to add a name in here. So let me call it login-1 2 point. So this is a mutation, call it login1, and in this feature, I can copy and paste it many times, so I can use it many times. So let me copy it and paste it 2 times, and let me change in here and say number 2, and here number 3, and now I'm able to change these passwords, and let's say an example. So let's say exploit in here, and let's say me, and let's send again. And here we go, guys. As you can see in here, I got the query name, call it login1, login2, and login3. And as you can see, the success is false, the success is false, and the success is false. So it means none of these passwords that I tried randomly are correct. So I'm going to repeat it many times, and each time I'm going to replace one of these passwords in the list. So how I can do that? So let me first open my VS Code. So in here, guys, I'm going to use JavaScript. So you're totally free. You can use any other language you prefer, like Python, but I prefer using JavaScript. So let me write script.js. And here, I'm going to create a variable called passwords that contains all the passwords in the list. And here we go. So let me back in here and let me copy all the passwords. And here we go, guys. So let's back to VS Code. Let me paste them in here. And let me just close it to make it visible. So I can see that there is 100 line. See, so that means there is 100 password. So this is a string variable, and I'm going to convert it to an array, and then I'm going to map it one by one and create this kind of string. So let's say let list, so let's convert it, and let me use passwords, and then dot and split. So this is a defined function in JS. So it's going to take string and convert it to array, and it needs a specific character. So whenever it found it in the string, it's going to create an element. So in case that each password took a line, I'm going to split it by line, and here we go. So now let's test it together and see the steps together. So let's say console.log, and let's call this list. So in case that I'm using JavaScript, so I need an HTML. So let's say index.html, and let's call HTML5. And now let me use the tag, call it script, resource, and now let's call this file, call it script.js. And here we go, let me save. And now I'm going to use a live server. So this is an extension exists in VS Code. So if you don't know how to do that, just go in here, extension, and then look for a live server. And here we go. Let me open it. And here we go, guys. So first, let me put it on the right so we can see it together. And let me open the console. Now it's an array of password. So let's back, and now let's continue working. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to map this array, and each time I'm mapping by item, I'm going to create a specific string. So first, let's say, so because I need the output as a text, and then let's say list.map, and this map contains an arrow function. In this function, it contains two attributes. The first, that's going to be the password or the item of this list, and then its index. So in case that we are using JavaScript, so the array starts from 0, not from 1. And now let's say return, and here we go. Let me open Burp and let's try to write this format. Let's say login dash, and now we need to do it by numbers. So this is the index, and let's say plus. And as I said, guys, in case that the array starts from 0, we can just put it index plus 1, and then let's say plus, and let's continue. So we do have 2 points, and let's say 2 point space, then login, then we open the curly braces, and then input, then 2 points, then curly braces, then password, and then 2 point. And now we have this double quote in case that I'm using a double quote also when I'm writing a string with a JavaScript. So I need to add slash, then double quote, and here we go. Now let's use a plus, let's back to the line, and let me use now the password. So password and plus and open double quotes. So again, let's use slash for a double quote. So this is for the second double quote, and then comma, then username, then 2 point. And now in case that we know that our target is Carlos, we don't need to change anything in here. So let's use slash quote Carlos and slash quote. Then let's close the curly braces and the function, and let me make it more bigger, and we do have another curly braces, so space curly braces. And now I need to turn back to the line, so let's say slash n, then we have token, then let's back again to the line, we have success, and then let's back to the line. Let's close the curly braces and let's use another back to the line, and here we go. So now I think I finish it. Let's test it together, guys, and let's see it. And let me save and let's see. And here we go. So now all what we can see that the syntax is absolutely correct, but it's still inside an array. So to transfer it as a text, what I have to do is to use that join, and let's see. And here we go, guys. So in case that I don't need this small comma in here, I'm going to add it as a new line. So let me see now, and here we go. Now it looks perfect. So I think I made a mistake. There is a space in here. So let me just remove this space. And here we go, guys. I don't need this space in here. Let me just remove it and let me save again and let's see. And here we go. Now it looks perfect. I hope so. So let me select all of it. So let's copy all of it and let's say Ctrl C. And now let's back to Burp suite and let me paste it in here and let's say send. And here we go, guys. Now the syntax is correct, everything works fine. Now all what I have to do is to look this success equal to true. So let's looking on it and let's see it together. So I have that find it, and here we go. This is the success true of login number 33. So let's see it together. Which one of these passwords is the 33? Let's scroll up. And here we go. And the password is the killer. So let's back to the lab and let's go to the login and let's write Carlos and let's write killer and let's say login. And here we go, guys. As you can see, it was a very easy lab. And thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next videos.